Wife!
Do you know what we're doing today?
We are starting a new book of the Bible.
We are.
Which is...
Hosea.
No.
What is it?
Try again.
Hosea.
Hosea.
Yeah.
You were getting it wrong all last week.
I was calling it Josiah.
You were calling it anything but Hosea.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're starting a new book.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You ready to do this?
I sure as fuck am.
Let's do it.
Okie dokie. All right, let's get into this book of Hosehead.
Hosea.
Chapter 1.
Yes.
All right. But first I thought we could take a look at who the fuck is this guy.
Okay.
Is he like Daniel, just some legend?
Sure. Who the fuck is Hosea?
Is he a real dude?
I don't know. Is he?
What's the book? When was it written? Who wrote it?
It was a while ago, I know.
Yeah. See?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about this.
Yeah.
So Hosea is listed as one of the 12 minor prophets of the Nevi'iyim.
Okay.
Which is the prophet section of the Tanakh.
Got it.
You know how they
split
up their books
right
into the
sections.
Torah and the Ketuvim is the other part.
The sections.
Yeah.
The things, the breakdowns, the places. Yeah, I got it.
So, the writings, that's the one I was thinking of, like the Proverbs and shit.
Right.
Yeah. And then this one is the prophets.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but it also is its own book in the, Christian Old Testament.
Right.
Which is
obviously because we're reading it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
According to the traditional order of most Hebrew Bibles, it is the first of the 12 minor prophets.
I see.
So we've gotten into what I like to call the Doomsday preppers, the minor prophets.
Okay.
Because they're talking about, future to come and it's bad.
Got it.
Okay. So that's what I called them on my list. Doomsday preppers.
Got it.
The book is set. We're going back in time here.
Oh, okay.
Because that's fun.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
The book is set around the fall of the northern kingdom of Israel in the last year of the reign of Jeroboam.
Wow.
King of Israel.
Way back.
Yeah.
Huh.
And as such, it denounces the worship of gods other than Yahweh.
I mean, that's pretty much consistent most of the way through the Bible.
Exactly.
So.
Well, this one is a gross story that I hate. I read just a quick, what's it?
Okay.
And I'm like, oh, I'm going to hate this.
Got it.
Exciting.
Yeah.
It uses the story of an unfaithful wife as a metaphor for the people of Israel's abandonment of Yahweh. So we get to hear all about this fucking whore that cheated on her goddamn husband.
They really like using women to...
illustrate everything bad?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Basically.
The book dates back to around 760 to 720 BCE.
Oh, so this is quite old.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And it's one of the oldest books of the Tanakh.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It even predates the final recensions of the full Torah, the Pentateuch.
Okay.
So, you know how they changed around stuff, added, took out, rescinded,
Sure.
They sat around the table figuring out what the final copy would be.
Right.
Yeah. This predates that final version.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
The book has a long history of formation and transmission, meaning gathering up the stories, figuring out what the story is, and passing it from one person to the next.
Sure.
Okay?
Yeah.
Much of the material in oral form goes back to Hosea himself, so it is a dude. Okay?
Okay.
Hosea is a guy.
All right.
Not like Daniel.
Got it.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And the collection of sayings and individual counts was probably done in Judah, though, at a much later date than him.
Got it.
So,
okay.
Whatever.
All right.
And he is among the first writing prophets, which...
He hypothetically wrote this? Or what do you mean by writing prophets?
Yeah. But it depends who you ask. Much like everything. So, you know how it be.
Right.
Okay. He prophesied during a really deeply dark, dramatic era of Israel's history.
Okay.
Because the northern kingdom's decline and fall that happened in the 8th century BCE. So, like the 700 BCEs.
Right, right.
They were in a shambles. Like, the sky is falling, the sky is falling.
Sure.
Everybody's trying to get us all the time.
Right, right.
And so Hosea was like, this sucks. I got to cheer my people up. The people's abandonment of faith was rampant, like you said, but not just then, throughout fucking history.
Sure.
Having turned away from God in order to serve both the calves of Jeroboam and the Canaanite gods Baal and Asherah.
Right.
So they were like, all of this sounds great. But then we also talked about how the calves of Jeroboam were not necessarily inconsistent or incorrect, because remember, he was just kind of...
It was a different version of Yahweh, basically.
It was a different sect.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I just found that interesting.
Which is, I feel like that was partly what was going on with Aaron at the bottom of the mountain when Moses went up to the top of the mountain.
Exactly.
Because he made a calf then as well.
Yes, he did.
So it feels like some of those things were like sprinkled throughout and foreshadowing what maybe came later.
Yeah.
As far as these different groups of people that worshipped Yahweh.
Yep.
So.
Yep. There you go. Other sins followed the book claims. So it wasn't just that they turned away from God and worshipped other gods.
Right.
They did a bunch of other shit like homicide, perjury, theft, and sexual deviation.
I'm sure they did, yeah.
That they was always fucking in the high places and under the tall trees, you know?
Yeah, right.
Hosea declares that unless they repent of these sins, God will allow their nation to be destroyed, and the people will be taken into captivity by Assyria, the greatest nation of that time.
Okay.
So
yeah,
they were always scared of some nation that was big.
They were,
but who knows which one it was in any given century.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't. I mean, this goes back to when we're like, God's always killing his own people. Always. Like, there's always something going on.
Never not be scared if you're the people, and never not be mad if you're God.
Right. I just feel like, if you're going to believe in this God, right, he's a bad fucking manager. His people will not get on board with his message.
No.
Right.
Not at
So
all.
I feel like he's a piss poor leader.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
I think so too. Because the leader is supposed to take responsibility for all those who are under him.
Yeah. I mean, he really could have benefited from the help of Stephen Covey or something, What is it? 7
habits of highly
effective people.
Right. That's
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I wonder what color his parachute was.
I don't know.
Or who moved his cheese.
Right.
The prophecy of Hosea centers on God's unending love toward a very sinful Israel and God's agony over his people's betrayal.
But only because it looks bad to his neighbors, really. Yeah. At least that's what we've discovered.
He's like, how could you stop worshiping me and be scared? Love me, bitches.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're like, we love all the gods. Whichever one makes it rain. That's the one we love best, though.
Yeah.
Hosea prophesied over the course of around 66 years. From 790 to about 724 BCE.
Okay.
And thus he served 8 years under the reign of Jeroboam, 33 years under the reign of Uzziah, the whole reigns of Jotham and Ahaz, remember they were very brief, and then 3 years in the reign of Hezekiah.
Got it.
He would not have survived the taking of Samaria, of course, which happened a bit later.
Okay.
Hosea's message influenced latter prophets such as Jeremiah. So, he was one of the major prophets, but now we're in the minor prophets.
Right.
So, with that, now we know a little bit more about him. Still not enough, really, but we'll do a.
I mean, how much can you really know about somebody that's almost 3,000 years old?
Right.
Yeah.
I just wanted to know a little bit more about what he was about, when he was, who wrote his book and stuff. But I will do a deeper dive, of course, when we do our book wrap up.
I mean, I think it's enough to say that he was big mad at the way the Israelites were worshiping other gods. That's pretty much.
He was big mad.
Yeah.
All right. So let's read chapter 1. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. The word of the Lord that came to Hosea, son of Beeri, during the reigns of Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah, kings of Judah, and during the reign of Jeroboam, son of Jehoash, king of Israel.
Okay.
That was verse 1, which is basically like just an intro to this.
Sure.
Okay. When the Lord began to speak through Hosea, the Lord said to him, "Go, marry a promiscuous woman and have children with her. For like an adulterous wife, this land is guilty of unfaithfulness to the Lord."
Why the fuck is he telling his prophet to go do that?
I don't know.
Is that he's trying to have his prophet be an example of what is going wrong in Israel?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he married Gomer, that whore.
Yeah, I guess.
Daughter of Diblaim. And and she conceived and bore him a son. Then the Lord said to Hosea, "Call him Jezreel, because I will soon punish the house of Jehu for the massacre at Jezreel, and I will put an end to the kingdom of Israel.
Okay.
In that day, continued God, I will break Israel's bow in the valley of Jezreel.
Got it. Yeah, great.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to name my kid after.
Didn't they just say that he was showing something about endless love, and now he's going to kill them all, right?
This is part of his love bomb.
Oh, killing people means love. I always wondered how that worked.
It's like if you research a narcissist online, like in the whole medical sense of the word.
Yeah.
It's they love bomb and then they punch you in the face and then they apologize and then they say, but you had it coming. And then they're like, well, it's fine. Everybody punches. And then they're like, that never happened. What are you fucking talking about, you weirdo?
Sure.
Why are you exaggerating? And then they love bomb some more if they feel like it.
Got it.
So he's in his punch you in the eye phase.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gomer conceived again and gave birth to a daughter. Then,
if this woman's as much of a whore as that they say she is, how does he know that it's his? Right?
Exactly. Then the Lord, because the Lord just knows these things.
Oh, okay.
He had a pregnancy test.
Got it.
And a DNA kit.
Okay.
Then the Lord said to Hosea, call her Lo Ruhama, which means not loved.
Wow.
Right?
That's horrible.
I know, exactly. For I will no longer show love to Israel, that I should at all forgive them. Yet I will show love to Judah, and I will save them, not by bow, sword, or battle, or by horses and horsemen, but I, the Lord their God, will save them.
Until he doesn't, when they fall later.
Yeah.
Not too much later,
That's why I kind of did the with my voice at the end there, to kind of suggest that there's a ...
right
question mark.
Yeah, no, it's funny. Like it's whatever. He punishes everybody all the time, always.
Yeah.
Until he doesn't, and then he doesn't. I guess
it's like if you had a kid and you named it "fuck you."
Right?
Like, why? Stop. That's mean. Don't do that.
Yeah.
After she had weaned Lo Ruhama, Gomer had another son, so 3 babies.
Okay.
Then the Lord said, call him Lo Ami, which means not my people.
Wow.
Right?
Maybe this is the one that she had with somebody else.
For you are not my people, and I am not your God.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
I love you, but I'm not your God.
Yeah.
And you're not my people.
So, but I could go fuck under the Asherah pole now, right?
Right, yeah, so fuck off, God.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to tell you all these years, God.
Yeah.
Jeez. Yet the Israelites will be like the sand on the seashore, which cannot be measured or counted. In the place where it was said to them, you are not my people, they will be called children of the living God. The people of Judah and the people of Israel will come together. They will appoint one leader and will come up out of the land, for great will be the day of Jezreel. The end.
Well, that still hasn't happened, technically, because they got conquered by Babylon, and Judah was still a thing, and then the 12 tribes of Israel, they're still trying to recover them to this day. I'm just saying, like, it's not, they don't know where the fuck these tribes are. They don't know what happened to them. Like, it speaks of it as though it's going to be this great coming together, right?
Right.
And there has been no account of a great coming together of the Israelite tribes after they were tribes way back in thousands of years ago.
My dad said they're all there.
That's bullshit.
My dad said they're all there.
Well, your dad's full of shit.
I mean,
with regard to that.
Yeah.
I don't know how you can say that with any authority.
He read the Bible.
Okay.
So that was the end of that chapter, but I took some notes and I wanted to tell you a few things as I went through chapter 1.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my first note, I use the swipe thingy to make words on my phone. Like, I don't type them in.
You swipe type.
I swipe type.
Yeah.
Yeah. Only sometimes, almost always, it doesn't guess the word correctly.
Yeah.
And so I kept trying to type in or swipe in Gomer.
Yeah.
And the first one that came up was grinder. And then came ginger. And I was like, okay, I got to save these. So I did.
Yeah.
She was probably not a prostitute when Hosea was told to marry her.
Okay.
I don't know how that works when that verse specifically said, go marry that promiscuous person.
Yeah.
Does that mean that she was fucking but not getting money for it?
That could be, maybe.
You know, that...
Or maybe they've tried to, in years since that was written, tried to tame that down some.
Right.
You know?
Maybe we should be a little more lenient on women and not hate them quite as much.
I think you could see that either way, right?
Okay.
Because the Bible is notoriously bad with regard to how it views and talks about women.
Yeah.
So I feel like even maybe hundreds of years ago, they might have seen stuff like this and be like, we need to like not say that this is that, you know? Because that sounds pretty fucking bad.
It's mean.
Even in the grand scheme of things of how much bad there is about women in the Bible, this one's, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
And it's very direct. Like, I'm going to represent the shittiness of Israel with a woman. That is what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
This woman represents how shitty Israel is.
Exactly.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
So some of the notes that I took from various sources said that in recording the story, this is Hosea looking back over the events that happened, and he's recalling that the woman whom he married and who bore him children became a prostitute.
Whoa. Became one, huh?
I guess.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's interesting. I want to hear that story.
Right?
Yeah.
I have not gone.
Apparently Hosea was not doing his bit. I don't know.
Dang.
Didn't hold up his end of the bargain, maybe.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I don't know.
Jeez.
He's in love with God,
Okay, there are many different reasons that people cheat, and it's not all related to sex.
No, but I want to hear the story.
I do too, but I don't know what story we're getting, so we'll just have to, hang in there.
I'm just saying, that sounds like a juicy story. I want to hear that story.
No, I agree.
So
I do. So let's talk about the kids for just a second.
All right.
Okay, so you know how each of them was named something horrible, bad, and wrong?
Yeah.
So the first one was intended to put Israel in mind of their unrepented guilt. Okay. And the acts of cruelty committed in their palace of Jezreel.
It just occurred to me, maybe she got rid of him because of what he made her name their kids.
That could be.
I'm just saying.
That could be. And the only way to support herself was prostitution.
Sure, yeah.
So she wasn't promiscuous. She was a woman on hard times trying to support her kids.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
Right.
So this particular name with the first child and the prophecy foretold judgment on the dynasty of Jehu to which Jeroboam belonged.
Okay.
I don't really... Okay.
It's been a while, so I can't remember all this that well, but okay.
So God's appointment of Jehu as king was for the purpose of destroying the wicked family of Ahab and Jezebel. But Jehu used it as an opportunity to satisfy his ambition for absolute power.
Okay.
I only vaguely remember all that.
Right.
And he treacherously destroyed all opponents in a series of brutal massacres.
Oh.
But now the dynasty he established would be coming to an end. So that's what the first name is supposed to represent, all of that. Okay?
All right.
So the second one was a daughter. And that one foretold that God will no longer have pity on the northern kingdom, but will allow it to suffer the full penalty of its sins. So he's like, fuck you, die.
Yeah.
It signifies the people of Israel not finding mercy, and in consequence of their guilt, God's rejection. I'm your God.
Right.
However, of course, we all know he will not withdraw his mercy from Judah, but will protect it by his miraculous power, blah, 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 whatever. So anyway, then the third kid was another son. And by that point, God was like, fuck all y'all. He no longer recognized Israel as his people, and the nation, and then later Judah as well, would be cut off from him and taken into captivity. So those are supposed to all be three separate prophecies.
Got it.
Okay. And then, of course, despite these judgments, God will have pity on Israel and Judah, didn't you know?
Of course, yeah. Right.
So he promises to repair the loss to his church by calling in the Gentiles and by uniting all the children of God under one head, the Messiah, in the latter days. Did you get any of that? I didn't. I didn't hear him say all that.
No.
Yeah, I didn't hear him say those words either. No, I have stuff sprinkled in that's like helpful, and then I have stuff that is like I'm being sarcastic because I got it from an apologist who just decided he was going to tell us things that he thought it should mean.
Yeah, I was going to say that sounds like somebody Christian just kind of tossed that in there for their own, they wanted that in there.
Messiah.
But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I missed a bit. I don't know.
Well, it didn't say that.
I don't recall that part.
It didn't say it. That's why.
Didn't. I know.
No. So that is all I have for this chapter. I feel like we're off to a good start, even though it's shitty.
Right.
It's a story.
It is.
And we do want
to know. Which is better than a lot of the older stuff was. So, yeah. I mean, I'm happy about that.
Yeah. And we do want to know what happens next.
Definitely.
And you can't always say that about this fucking book.
No, definitely not. So that was Hosea chapter 1.
God damn it, I almost said his name wrong again. Yes, that was indeed Hosea chapter 1.
And we will be back tomorrow with...
Hosea chapter 2.
Or Hosea chapter 2.
Yes, that one.
See you then.
Bye.